LCIF is our foundation.
Yours.
Mine.
La sienne, la leur.
Ela pertence a todos e a qualquer de nós é nossa responsabilidade apoiá-la.
La véritable force de la LCIF réside dans les lions eux-mêmes.
私は LCIF のメンバーであることを光栄に思います。
Our foundation is a light to so many people. In my own backyard,
지구 반대편에 사는 많은 사람들에게
The needs of the world are great.
And no individual lion, club or district can take them on alone.
And with your support,
together we will continue to improve lives around the world far into the future.
우리는 진정한 변화를 만들 수가 있습니다.
LCIF gives me the opportunity to support my neighbor.
甚至于社区
Mon pays et notre monde.
I support LCIF because I believe in the mission to rid the world of preventable blindness.
국제재단은 기아, 소아암 및 환경 문제를 위하여
Our foundation is fighting diabetes, a growing epidemic.
LCF supports disaster relief
long after other agencies have left the scene.
あなたの寄付が知的障害のある方々への力になります。
Our foundation converts our enthusiasm into a global movement of kindness.
Trabajamos para hacer este mundo un lugar mejor para nuestros hijos.
Lions Quest proporciona às crianças as habilidades de que precisam para ter sucesso na vida.
Together we are empowering our children to grow and take the lead on future humanitarian efforts.
Donating to LCIF is not just a gift.
It's a gift to humanity, an investment in our future.
We have an obligation to leave this world in a better place than we found it.
Please support LCIF.
Tout seul, je peux faire un peu.
Avec mon club, je peux faire un peu plus.
財団と力を合わせれば、私の奉仕は無限大です。
Together with our foundation,
we can do so much more.
LCIF es nuestra fundación.
Our foundation.
Our foundation.
Our foundation.
私たちの財団です。
LCIF is our foundation.
Hello all and welcome to the 34th episode of Lead with a Vision, the weekly leadership series hosted by the New Jersey Visionary Cyber Leo Club. As you all may know, we're coming to the end of our series. We have a very special few episodes coming up for all of you, which I'll highlight later in the episode. Today's episode 34 is going to be a special one, focusing on Leos and the Foundation, what our youth members can do to empower Lions and Leo service worldwide. Because we have such an excellent presentation today, I won't spend too much time covering the topic. But as we all know, LCIF is our foundation, as we heard in the introduction video. LCIF has provided billions of dollars of grants since it was founded in 1968. If you joined us for our episode on last Monday, covering the history of Lions Clubs International, you may have heard that Lions Clubs International Foundation was funded originally by the grant from the 200 acres of land that Melvin Jones purchased in South Illinois that was intended to build the Lions Clubs International City. Now that money is compounding and it's continuing to support our service all across the globe. It's now my privilege to introduce our speakers for today. First beginning with Rebecca Daou, our Executive Administrator of Lions Clubs International Foundation. This foundation, which we'll hear about today, was formed in 1968 and makes over $40 million annually of grants to Lions Clubs and Leo Clubs worldwide to empower service in their communities. Rebecca Daou first joined our foundation in 1999 as a Site First Coordinator, which is another grant program which we began a little while before I joined. She joined as a coordinator for Africa and the Middle East. She served as the division manager for LCIF since 2006 and was promoted to an administrative officer in 2014. Rebecca's favorite thing about LCIF is changing the lives of others through service. Prior to joining LCIF, Lion Daou served in the Peace Corps in Mali. She has a Bachelor of Arts degree in Sociology from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign and a Master's degree in Public Service from DePaul University, also in Illinois. Rebecca is a member of the Lions Club of Burr Ridge, Hinsdale, and Oak Brook, where she previously held the positions of President, Vice President, and Secretary. Mrs. Daou resides in Wheaton, Illinois with her husband, 2 children, and a dog named Brownie. She also volunteers with her church in her Parent-Teacher Association. Also joining Lion Rebecca Daou is Beth Smith, who is a program specialist for new and emerging initiatives at LCIF. She's been with the foundation for 3 years, and she's been to numerous events, numerous countries, and she's been on numerous assignments in places including India, Italy, France, Washington, D.C., and Texas. Her favorite thing about LCIF is that she's able to work with Lions around the world who are making a difference in their communities. Outside of LCIF, she enjoys spending time with her family, including her 1-year-old daughter and a dog named Charlie. I think you'll notice a theme here. At LCIF, we have a lot of animal lovers. And finally, joining her is another member of her team, Mary Flynn Duran, who serves as a regional development specialist for CA3, which is Latin America and the Caribbean. And she's been with the foundation for about 3.5 years. And during that time, she's made a number of ventures into South America, including to Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Panama, Mexico, Costa Rica, and Paraguay. Her favorite thing about LCIF is the passion and dedication of Lions and Leos for creating change and leaving a huge impact on their world through service, as well as seeing the projects LCIF has been able to fund come into fruition. Outside of LCIF, Lion Flynn enjoys being an aunt, practicing and enhancing her Spanish and Portuguese, which is probably very essential for her job, as well as supporting Chicago Cubs, the baseball team. She enjoys spending time with 2 dogs, Bravo and Scout. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Lion Rebecca and her team to learn a little bit more about what Leos and the Foundation can do together as a partnership for the betterment of mankind.
Greetings, Leos and Lions. Thank you for joining us today for the weekly leadership series. I'm Rebecca Daou, the Executive Administrator of Lions Clubs International Foundation. On the next slide, you'll see our agenda for today. I have joining me 2 of my colleagues, Beth Smith, who's going to present on Leo service grants, Mary Flynn Doran, who's going to talk about Leos and LCIF and Leo Lion Share. And then I will join you again at the end to talk about Leos and Special Olympics. We really appreciate this opportunity to share some information about our international foundation with all of you. With that, I will now turn it over to Beth Smith. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca, and good day, everyone. My name is Beth Smith. I am a program specialist with LCIF, and it's a pleasure to talk with you today about the Leo Service Grant Program. Next slide, please. First, I want to provide a little bit of background about this program. It initiated in 2018 when the LCIF Board of Trustees approved the Leo Service Grant Program for the first time as a 2-year pilot program. At that time, there was an annual cap on the number of applications LCIF could approve at $200,000 each year. During the 2-year pilot period, LCIF received 50 applications and approved 26 grants totaling $73,000, which you can see is well below the annual limits that were set at $200,000. What we saw was that Leo and Lions engagement in the grant program was relatively limited, and the number of quality applications was small compared to the districts that were eligible to apply. And so in 2020, the LCIF Board of Trustees took a look at this grant program and decided to revise the grant criteria and extend the program for an additional 2 years. So that's where we are today. This is still a pilot grant program. We're still learning about which types of projects Leos are interested in, and we're still hoping that there'll be an increased enthusiasm about the program. The current application with the revised grant criteria is now available on our website in all languages. Next slide, please. So now I'll talk a little bit about the general criteria. Grants are available in amounts from $1,500 to $5,000. there's a matching funds requirement for all applicants. This means that 25% of all project expenses should be collected and mobilized locally. While LCIF would put some funds towards the project, we also want to see buy-in at the local level so that community members, Lions, and LEOs might also contribute towards the project. While we understand that LEOs are going to be the primary implementers of the project, the Lions districts and Lions multiple districts will be the applicants and the grantees for this. What we really want to see here is collaboration between LEOs and Lions, that from the start of identifying a project to preparing the application and implementing the project, LEOs and Lions are working together and collaborating on this project. Applications are accepted on an ongoing basis. So whenever you have a project in mind and you've worked with the Lions to prepare an application, you can go ahead and submit it, and there's no specific deadline. We'll accept them as they come in. Next slide. In general, the LEO service grants do fund projects with a strong service component. And if there's one point on this slide that you take away, it should be this one, because this sometimes does trip up our applicants. What we're looking for is projects where LEOs have strong hands-on volunteer service. We don't want this grant to really be a pass-through of funds where LEOs are applying for LCIF funding and giving it away to another organization or individual, but we want the grant to really be augmenting or increasing the impact of the service that LEOs are doing. Also, as I mentioned earlier, there should be a strong collaboration between LEOs and Lions. We'll ask what that collaboration looks like on the application form. And we really are hoping that the more that LEOs and Lions are working together on the project, the more likely it will become that LEOs will decide to become Lions in the future. And the last one is a somewhat basic point that the projects should address an unmet need in the community. LEO service grants do not fund financial support for other organizations, scholarships, cash awards, or individual assistance. These 3 points are also to say, again, we don't want these grant funds to really just be a pass-through from LCIF to another organization or an individual. We really want it to be helping the LEOs increase the impact of their service. And the last point on here is that the grants do not fund reoccurring projects or ongoing operational expenses. Next slide, please. Here we have a few examples of really good projects that have been implemented by LEOs in the past. The first one is renovation of a community center. We've actually seen this project in multiple different countries implemented by LEOs. So what this typically looks like is LEOs will be cleaning and picking up at a community center or nonprofit organization, helping provide minor repairs like a fresh coat of paint. Sometimes it's kind of making a nice outdoor area, or even in one instance, repairing a roof. And so the LEOs themselves were providing all of the manual labor to implement the project, and the grant funds help support purchase of bags and gloves for the cleanup, purchase of paint and tools for the painting and the minor renovations, and in some cases, modest amount of funds for a contractor or a specialist who can help do the renovations at a more technical level. Another example is a community cleanup event. We've also seen this in multiple different countries where multiple LEO clubs come together in a regional capital or city to provide a cleanup. So picking up, trash from the side of the streets, sometimes beautifying the community by planting flowers and planting trees. And also we've seen providing trash and recycling receptacles along with signs to help inform the public of, which should go in the trash bin and which should go in the recycling bin. So again, these are all labor that the LEOs are providing. They're doing the cleanup, they're doing the planting, and they're doing, the education of waste collection. And the grant funds help support bags and gloves for the cleanup, saplings for planting, and the receptacles for the waste collection. The last example on here is a dinner for seniors. In this example, LEOs went and purchased groceries, prepared the meals, served the meals during a sit-down dinner, and provided games and recreational activities to the seniors who were in attendance at this event. LEOs provided all of the service. The project couldn't have happened without the LEOs preparing the food and providing recreational activities. And the grant funds helped them to purchase the food and the dining, the silverware and the plates. So these are a few examples. Again, important to note that they all have a hands-on service component. That's really important to remember as you plan your project. Next slide, please. If you have any project ideas in mind that you'd like to run past us, or if you have any questions about the program at all, you can contact us at the email address lcifleogrants@lionsclubs.org. And lastly, I'd also just like to highlight that while the Leo Service Grant Program is the only grant program designed specifically for Leos, we highly encourage Leos to collaborate with Lions on other LCIF grant projects. So we recognize that Leos have a lot to offer in terms of coming up with project ideas, collaborating with local partners, helping promote grants, and implementing the grants. And we strongly encourage you to work with your local Lions on other LCIF projects as well, if you desire to do so. So with that, I'll turn it over to my colleague Flynn. Thank you.
Thanks, Beth. And hello, everyone. We are very excited to be a part of this meeting. And I am very honored and excited to tell you a little bit about what the foundation has been trying to develop in regards to our connection and collaboration with you all as Leos. Next slide, please. We are really focusing on trying to enhance the connection between Leos and LCIF, partially to help promote grants like Beth just overviewed, as well as utilize you as another form of ambassador to the foundation, not only for fundraising efforts and donations, but to gather some really hands-on experience in developing projects, applying for grants, running your own mini fundraising campaigns. And we really view this relationship as something mutually beneficial, and we are just so excited that we're continuing to develop it. Another rationale for developing the connection is to be able to help you all, as well as the foundation, highlight Leo recipient stories, much like Beth just overviewed, and share the successes that you all are having in your local areas. It's very inspiring. It will inspire new leaders as well. And it's just a great opportunity for both the foundation and the Leos program to continue to grow and grow together. Finally, we've focused on enhancing our relationship with Leos in order to create and implement a recognition program that is specifically and exclusively designed and intended for Leo donors. This includes a minimum donation cost that is a little bit lower and reachable for Leo donors as opposed to a Lion donor. And therefore, we're going to move to the next slide, and we will talk about this exciting new recognition program, which is our Leo Lion Share Pin. This has been in development for quite a while, and we are very excited about it. We think that it will be the jumping off point of this new friendship between Leos and LCIF. And so I am going to share a few of the high-level details around this. So who is it for? It's exclusively for Leos. No other Lion club district are able to ask for this type of donation. So that's very exciting, and we hope that it will empower Leos to want to donate at a level that is feasible for them, and wear it with pride because they have been able to support our foundation. It is a minimum one-time donation of US $20. So it unfortunately, it cannot not accumulate. You cannot donate $5 and then another $5. It is a one-time $20 pin. And this follows a pre-existing recognition program for Lions, which is the Lion Share pins. And those levels are $50, $100, and $200. And again, those are only available with one-time donations. With that said, any donation of $20 toward this pin is MJF eligible. So that is a great way to start developing your fundraising portfolio with the foundation, as well as expanding your impact and service through a different way, because $20, as we know, can go a very long way toward many of the global causes that we are focused on. And so those are really two of the many reasons that you should consider donating and being a part of this new recognition program when it becomes available. We are still in the final stages of getting everything aligned with our systems, with our vendors, so that the pin will be available in early next fiscal year. Ideally, within the first few months of the next fiscal year, there will be more information on how to donate, where to donate, how you can receive your pin upon donation. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And yeah, we look forward to you guys all forming part of this new program. And to show you what the pin would look like, we'll go to the next slide. This is what the pin design is. It replicates in the Lion Share pin, but with our own Leo touch. You have the Leo logo, and every fiscal year that you donate toward this pin, to get this pin, you will have a the actual fiscal year of your donation. So obviously for next year, it'll be 2021 to 2022, and you'll have that pin. And then if you decide to donate the following year, you would have the 2022 to 2023 Lion Share pin. So that is also a great way to continually donate without breaking the bank. And again, if you donate for several years in a row, all of that does count toward an eventual Melvin Jones Fellowship. And with that, we can move to the last slide. So if you have any questions about what I've spoken about how to make a donation, other recognition programs, our Campaign 100, and any general inquiries, feel free to email lcif@lionsclubs.org, and we will get you in touch with whichever specialist and program you are needing some assistance with. So thank you so much for being a part of this. We are very excited about our blooming relationship with Leos. And with that, I will pass it back over to Rebecca to talk about Special Olympics.
Great. Thank you so much, Flynn and Beth, for your wonderful presentations and all that information that you've provided. If you could go to the next slide, please. We have for 20 years had a relationship partnership with Special Olympics, and it originally started to do with eye screenings for athletes, and several years ago it expanded into mission inclusion, and part of that expansion really was the involvement of all of you as Leos as well, and it has made such a difference I know many of you who are participating have been part of Unified Sports. It's given a lot of opportunities for leadership for some of our LEOs, both the Youth Leadership Activation and Youth Summit in India. And again, I just want to thank you for all that you do for this partnership to really help it grow. And if it's not in your area very actively, or you want to learn more, you can contact us and we can put you in touch with the local Special Olympics organization so that we can find out ways that we can partner with them and work at the local level. On the next slide, I'd like to share with you a little bit of information, not about Special Olympics, but about some upcoming events. And I'm sure you've all heard about our first ever virtual Lions Clubs International Convention. And we really hope that you're able to participate in that. Even if you can't watch the segments live when they're first released, everything is going to be available upon demand. From the foundation perspective in particular, we have a special foundation celebration that's going to be released on Sunday, June 27th at 6:30 p.m. in Central Time. And then we have two different campaign updates, one on Monday and one on Tuesday. We will have LCIF booths. One is focused on our programs and general donation inquiries. One is focused on Campaign 100. And then we also have donor recognition as well. So again, I would really encourage you to take the opportunity to attend the first ever virtual convention. And with that, I think we have one more slide. Oh, that's just you can use your camera to scan that QR code and then open it on our LCI website. Again, thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to share with you information about our foundation. Myself, Beth, Flynn, and many others are always available to answer your questions. We really thank you for your active participation and support of the foundation. In particular, your creativity and your enthusiasm. So again, thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Well, thank you so much, Lion, Rebecca, and team, for that great insight into what our foundation is doing to partner with our LEOs and our young Lions. I think one thing that I'll touch on that Lion Rebecca kind of hinted at is that in our district, here in 16J, we have a very special relationship with Special Olympics. We have the first, in our district, we have the first Champions Lions Club, those Lions Clubs belonging to the Special Olympics specialty clubs, especially for them, consisting mostly of the Special Olympics athletes led by the athletes rather than the administrative staff or the parents. And that's something we're very proud of here in our home district of New Jersey. I think now I'll just spotlight a few of the things that we have upcoming. As you all know, this is episode number 34, and I've announced that we're going to be going until episode 40. So we have a very special few things coming up before the convention convenes on June 26th. So first, I'll spotlight our whole series. This has been the first out of the 34th through 39th episode will be the focus on the foundation. As you heard today, it was Lion Rebecca Daou talking about LEOs in the foundation. Tomorrow, we're going to be joined by PCC Mahesh Chitnis, who happens to be our Leo Club advisor, who's going to talk about LCIF and disaster relief, that cause area. On June 15th, which is Tuesday, we're going to be joined by PID Aruna Oswal to talk about humanitarian service done by Lions through the power of LCIF. On Wednesday, June 16th, we're going to be joined by PID Stephen Tremoroli from New York, who's going to talk about LCIF and its service for youth cause areas. And then on Thursday, June 17th, we're going to be joined by PID Vijay Kumar Raju, who's a current LCIF trustee and the CA6 Campaign 100 leader, who's going to talk about LCIF and corporate social responsibility. And then finally, on June 18th, Friday, we're going to talk about Campaign 100 itself with past international president and Campaign 100 Constitutional Area 1 leader, Joe Preston, who's going to give us a little bit of insight into how we as Lions and Leos can support our foundation's efforts going forward into the future. And then I'm also proud to announce that our 40th episode is going to be held 1 week from now on June 20th, which is a Sunday. It's going to be a regularly scheduled episode focusing on how Leos develop future leaders. As a former Leo myself, or soon to be former Leo myself, and I'm sure that every other former Leo, current Leo, any kind of Leo, anyone who's been touched by the Leo Club program can attest to, the Leo Club program does change lives, not just for the people we serve, but also uniquely for our members. The leadership experience and opportunity that we give our members carries forward into their futures and allows them to develop academically, socially, and within their leadership skills, which is something very invaluable. We're looking forward to announcing the speakers for that June 20th event in a few days. We don't want to give away too much at the moment, but please keep updated on Facebook by following us at New Jersey Visionary Cyber Leo Club, as well as on YouTube, and you'll never miss an update of our series, and you'll be able to see early what's going to be happening with the 20th episode, or the episode on June 20th of Lead with a Vision, the 40th episode, the 40th and final episode, our celebration of our series, as well as a celebration of Leo Clubs worldwide. Thank you all for joining us. As always, the attendance link to claim your certificate of attendance is provided in the chat, as well as being scrolling at the bottom of the screen throughout the broadcast. Thank you all so much. Please continue to lead with a vision, and I hope to see you all soon, and I hope you join us for this special series of Focus on the Foundation. Thank you all so much, and take care.